As district clerk, I'd like to call the Sanborn Regional School District Budget Committee meeting for May 15th, 2025 to order. Could we stand for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome our new members, Catherine Valukas from Newton and Ren DiFilippo from Kingston. He's the at-large rep. And if we could just do a little introduction, roll call around. If you want to start, Ren.
Excuse, what is your first name?
Ren.
R-E-N. Okay.
My name's Ren DiFilippo. I got Kingston at-large member. What else you want to know?
Anything you want to share about yourself? Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, you put me on the spot.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, we can just move on. Thank you.
So my name's Catherine Valukas. I'm the I was elected for Newton chair. I decided to get involved because I have 2 children in the school district and I wanted to be more involved in the community.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
My name is Brooks Clark. This is my 2nd year on the board. I am a Kingston resident, and yeah, I got really nothing else. Put me on the spot.
Well, I'll tell you a lot more about me. Terry Beckett. I live in Newton, and this is my 3rd year on this board, and I'm very anxious to be involved in the whole school process. As I'm a retired professor from Endicott College, so I've been involved in education for 40 years, and I'm very, very concerned about what's going on in the local school system. This is my 3rd year here, and very anxious to get involved again this year.
Thank you. Phyllis Kennedy, administrative assistant to the superintendents, and I've been here. This is just finishing my 9th year.
Yeah, I'm Pam Brown. I've been on school budget committee for a while. I've also been on the school board, and I'm a state rep for Kingston. I'm on the education funding committee in Concord, and I'm also on the town budget committee.
And I'm Matt Mola, business administrator. I think this is like my 27th year in education. So served a lot of different roles in different districts and different levels.
Thank you, Matt.
And Micah is still the rep from the school committee?
Yes, he is still the school board rep, and he's unfortunately not able to attend tonight. But okay, so the next action is to I'd like to ask for a motion to nominate a chair for the budget committee. Is there any nominations?
I would like to make a nomination of Pam Brown, who has been on this committee for several years and has a lot of experience, and has also been on the school committee. I think she would be quite effective as the chair of this budget committee.
Great. Apparently, I'm not sure I need a second. Pam, who knows the law and recent some.
Regardless, I'll second it anyways.
Oh, okay.
Hey, a second. Any further discussion? No. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Put this here.
Oh, now you get to, you're finished.
Yes, I am.
Thank you, Phyllis. Okay, sure.
Phyllis and I were here late last night, so I'm sure Phyllis is eager to get home.
Well, thank you for
You're welcome.
taking part in this.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Keeping us all organized.
Thank you, Phyllis.
Thank you. Have a good night.
The district would grind to a halt without Phyllis saying.
Thank you.
So we've got a lot of new people on our committee, but do we have any volunteers? Is anyone interested in serving as a vice chair? You have to be available Thursday nights. That's the only qualification. Understand it, so. All right, I'm going to nominate Brooks for vice chair.
I will second that.
Thank you.
So all in favor?
Yes.
Unanimous, great. Congratulations, Brooks.
Thank you.
So on the agenda tonight, we have the process for filling 2 open budget seats. And I have some notes, but first I would like to thank Courtney Hewitt for serving as chair and doing all that work. We really appreciated that. And I also want to thank our other past members, Dan Guide, Amanda, and Ken Anthony for serving as well. And I also would like to thank Matt Malila for serving as budget administrator, as business administrator. I understand you're moving on soon, which is a tragedy for our district.
It's a
How-
personal
when
and
is your last
professional.
day? Do you have?
June 30th. Yeah. So there's,
Did you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm about to cough.
No worries.
But
Um,
no, there's some family things and also just some other professional reasons. So it's,
You're doing a lot more than just being a business administrator, it seems like, so,
yeah.
but thank you so much.
Yeah.
So welcome Ren and Catherine to our committee. Let me just give you my phone number in case you could perhaps text me and I can text you if there's a change, if there's snow or something. Sometimes we cancel meetings. So don't make fun of my phone number. It's my old Los Angeles cell phone, 818-700-1853. So I have some of your phone numbers already, but this way, in case there's a change or I have to text you about a meeting, that would be helpful. And are Thursday nights good for everyone, or do you prefer a different meeting date or day? It's terrible for me, but I'll make it work. That's okay. Because we have the town budget meetings Thursday as well, so that's a big issue. Yeah. So our next meeting is going to be coming up in June, it looks like, roughly,
I
to the end
thought
of the
we should
month.
have a full meeting before
discuss the
summer.
calendar and
Yeah,
so
but
forth.
it's really your call.
We should try to do that before you leave, but
Yep.
we need to fill the 2 open committee seats. There's one for Kingston and one for Newton. And the RSAs, that's the state law. RSA stands for Revised Statutes Annotated. It says budget committee members of the same town will select someone for vacant seats. So that means that for the Kingston seat, it would be Ren, myself, and Brooke. We would form a committee. And then for the Newton open seat, it would be Ren, Terry, and Catherine. So you guys we have to figure out a good night to interview candidates. I'm
Are there
thinking,
people lining up waiting to fill these slots.
Oh, we're gonna post it.
post the announcement.
Pam, do we have to post in the a newspaper as well, or is it just like
Well,
website
we
and
lost Carriagetown News
I know.
tragically.
we could do the Eagle Tribune, but I don't know how many people in the community actually get it.
We could try that. It's worth doing if we can get it in quickly. I'm thinking we should have our interview meetings for the candidates the last week of May, because I noticed in the past when we had vacancies, I have the public notice right here. They had posted it on March 31st. They had the letters of request due the following week, and then they began the interviews the week after that. So it was like 3 weeks, boom, boom, boom.
That actually seems fine. People probably know if they want to do it or not.
Right. So I think we should send up the notice. I have it right here. This is an old notice we've used before to Phyllis, and she can post it on the website, the district website. And we'll have candidates contact our district the following week. So
We want them to submit like a letter of interest and anything beyond a letter of interest.
well, they just have to be
They have to
a
be a
resident, a
resident, yep.
voter of their town,
Right.
Newton or Kingston. And then we'll decide on an interview date some evening. So I'm thinking we should shoot for, let me see, probably Thursday, the 29th. if that works for people.
This
It's-
would be for both districts?
For both towns, what
both
I'm thinking
towns.
is we could have some of us meet here and some of us meet in a different room.
That room there, we use that room behind the desk there. It's a ample sized room.
Sure.
And it's pretty soundproof. So you could have interviews in two spaces.
We're not going to televise, but it's open to the public. If people want to attend, that's fine.
Yeah.
So if the 29th works for you for interviews, that's what we'll shoot for. Let me see. So
That would be 7 p.m. obviously. Pam.
I think we should do 7. It won't take more than an hour or two because normally we maybe have 2 or maybe 3, but mostly 1 or 2 candidates.
I mean, even when we interview teachers and staff, sometimes, and Brooks, if you've been, I'm sure you've been on interview committees for
Mhm.
schools, like you might have a dozen questions, and even half an hour sometimes is more than enough. So
Sure.
we may get away with 10 or 15 minutes per interview here, or really depends on the candidate, how much you're willing to talk.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Not everybody.
Sometimes they have quite a lot to say and sometimes not.
Yeah. Yep.
We're just happy for volunteers. So you may want to generate some questions you'd like to ask people when we have the interviews, just about their interest. And also, to get up to speed on budget issues, it's helpful to watch the school board YouTube videos if you've been doing that.
Mhm.
And if you want to watch the Facilities Finance Committee YouTubes, you can do that as well. But they're really hard to hear those audio on those meetings, those subcommittee meetings. It's a little difficult.
All the
It sounds-
subcommittees
It sounds like this. It's a little hard to hear what they're
on
saying.
the even facility and finance, it's hard to hear.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
muffled, but
Also, some people sit way back from their microphones. Like I think, some people
oh,
are,
it's the mic. But anyway,
but I think in that one, it's the owl camera that picks it up. And that
Right.
owl camera might be, closer
in
to
the
you
middle
than
of the
me,
room, sure.
not right in the middle. So that's good to know. Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe it's my hearing, but I'm just having a little trouble hearing that audio. So,
We can work on that.
okay. Also, I think everyone is going to be getting a Chromebook who doesn't have one yet.
Yep.
And would
Cool.
those be for June, I guess?
Yeah, Phil, I'll make a note. That's something that Phyllis will take care of that.
And also, when I joined the school budget committee, Matt Angel, the previous business administrator, gave us a walkthrough of all the facilities. So I don't know if our newbies would be interested in doing, or all of us, really.
I would be interested in that. I actually wasn't able to make the last one, so I'd like to do one this year. That'd be great.
Sure.
Maybe Dan Doyle could take us on tours if he's available.
Either of us. Yeah. I've done I've spent a lot of time in the facilities with Dan. So, but certainly Dan would be happy to. And yeah.
Okay, that would be great. So I don't have much tonight here to present to you. But for our next meeting, I would like to, believe it or not, we have 4 sets of minutes to approve. And you were here, Terry. Brooks was here and I was here, and also Mika has been attending those past meetings.
Mhm.
So I think that's enough to approve those sets of minutes. They're currently in draft form. And then we'll look at the budget calendar, the meeting dates that we'll have coming up. And we should probably review our guidelines for the committee because those haven't been reviewed in a few years.
Okay.
So it's not urgent, but that's something we should be doing. And I think that's all I have for you tonight.
Any idea at all for this next meeting in June?
For a date, I don't know if June 12th works for people, a Thursday. Or the 19th is also something we could look at for our next meeting.
So is this for the,
Following the addition of the 2
right?
missing members of our committee, we want to meet in June before fall. So the 12th or the 19th. Any reason why there's a problem with either of those dates?
Let me go to the school calendars just to make sure.
Thank you. I'm trying to avoid graduation if you know what I'm saying.
Did I write?
Graduation is the 13th.
I think
Oh,
is it okay?
Yeah, only 'cause
Yeah,
it's
the
early release day.
graduation's the 13th. The night of the 12th, there's the baccalaureate at the First Congregational Church.
Did the
but
calendar, that's the only reason.
I've not been to that, so I'm not
So why
sure.
don't we use June 19th as our meeting date?
Let's see. There. I mean, yeah, I have to check. Let's confirm, Pam, because there's something on the high school calendar about a school board meeting in here on the 19th, but there's no school board meeting on the 19th. So that's gonna be incorrect because our last school board meeting is June 4th. So I
Correct.
don't,
Well, let's just pencil in the 19th, and if we
yeah, let's
need to
pencil in
change
the
it, that's
19th.
fine. Sure. And will you have something like this drafted for the,
That's actually linked to the tonight's agenda.
oh, it is, okay.
Yeah, and that's I just didn't want to go over it without a full committee.
Yeah, sure.
So it's as accurate as it's going to be until the DRA, the Department of Revenue, gives us finalized dates for everything. So
Right.
it's pretty solid. I mean, it didn't
Okay.
really change much last year. I think we're also encouraged to share it with our school attorney, and he found one thing we had to change last year. So it's probably you can pretty much bank on that.
Okay,
being the
well, we
calendar for
can
next
wait
year.
until June to go over it, so that sounds
Yep,
great.
yep.
Sure.
Is that the one that was linked to this?
No,
agenda?
actually, this is an older one I found, but I just brought it along with me.
Yep. So yeah, if you go to tonight's agenda, the one link there is the latest version, the latest draft for,
So
Okay,
it's already up. Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't looked. Okay. So it's
Yeah.
already-
it's already there, yeah. So,
so anyone have questions about the committee or anything about our duties? We're here to protect taxpayers, but serve our students. And having served on the Education Funding Committee in Concord and watching the sausage being made, I have a greater appreciation for budgeting for schools. I learned a lot, even though I served on the school board. Our own budget has not increased in real terms per student at all. We've actually been growing only because of inflation, more dollars being spent because of inflation. But when you take inflation out of that, our spending per pupil has actually stayed level over time. We're not increasing spending per student. And the other thing I've learned is there are huge federal mandates that we're faced with, such as special education costs that we have to pay for. And some of them are very high cost. So the state's trying to contribute more money for those costs because even if we'd like to constrain the budget, we have obligations which are not, they're not simply, nice to have. They're absolutely required by the district. And that means we have to hire additional administrators,
Oh, yeah.
specialists. So all of that costs money. But again, those things can change over time, but a lot of that is just baked in.
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
so I think that's all we have tonight. Anything else? Anyone like to comment on? Okay, I'll try to keep these meetings fun and short and informative, but I think that's all we have. So, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All in favor? Okay, thank you so much.